Hey, I'm gonna say this one time only, man. This coming out of Key mouth. I wish I would tell a grown man that I don't want to beef with another grown man. That when I see him, he getting fapped down, bro. Like, that don't make sense, bro. Like, why would I tell him I want to beef with you and you know it's on the floor with you? I'm active in real life. You want to keep playing, trying to act like you this and that and gangsta Instagram, I swear to God. You got to keep that same energy for life. Like, it's for life. It's forever stuck up there with us, bro. Like,
hey, what's up, y'all? Y'all know my slogan. I don't know it all, but I know what I've been through. Now, first and foremost, shout out to your boy Adam22 for even giving FWC Big Key the platform like he did. Now, he didn't have to, but obviously, Key been making noise in Detroit, and Adam had no choice but to show some love. Now, I didn't even know he was tapped in to the whole Detroit scene, period. But hey, some boys are making noise, man. Now, even though most of this information came from that interview, just to eliminate all the filler, I'm going to bring to you key facts that came from the interview mixed with a few facts that wasn't spoken of neither, mixed with my opinion as well. So stay tuned and don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Hit that bell so you're notified every time we drop new content. Now, this is the truth about your boy Big Key, so let's get straight into it. Now, Keon Marcel Fails, aka FWC Big Key, was born June 21st, 1998, and is currently 21 years old. He grew up on the west side of Detroit, Linwood and Montgomery to be exact, and had both his mother and father in his life growing up. And let me start off by saying this, man, that's dope. Alright, even the fact that he acknowledged that's dope. And I say that because it showed me that he's his own man. Most young dudes coming up in the music industry, they think that like they put on this act like they came from the trenches, and they gotta have this crazy rough background like they came from nothing. They was starving. Hold on, the infamous "my teacher told me I wasn't gonna be nothing" quote. You see what I'm saying? Like they had it super rough growing up. Whole time these guys most of the time be good kids, man. So when I see this guy, he's young but still able to admit that he had both parents in his life and had it good coming up, I respect it. It shows that he isn't a follower. It shows he has a mind of his own. He's not out here putting on the front for attention or image, man. He let it be known that he wasn't one of these bad kids at all. And hopefully a young kid watching this will also learn that you don't have to be something you're not just to be an artist or whatever you inspired to be. You see what I'm saying? You don't have to do none of that. You could be yourself. You can act like yourself. You don't have to put on this front just to be a rapper or be a singer or any of that. Look at Drake. All right, well, y'all remember Drake when he first came out singing and rapping? They like, who this soft guy? Who this Now look, them same people that did U-turns and they all love this man, and at some point in time they all have to come to him for a hit. You see what I'm saying? So it happens, man. Just be yourself. You never know where it takes you. Now, speaking of being inspired, he expresses how when it comes to music, he don't really listen to out-of-town music like that. He listened to straight Detroit. And growing up, he was into Blade Icewell, who was a heavy legend in Detroit. Team Eastside, shout out to Peasy. And Doughboys, shout out to Payroll Giovanni. So you can see why he moved how he moved, man. From the music, his choice of music, from the people he's around, from the people he mentioned, the way he moved in the interview, I kind of already know what type of time he's on, man. So shout out to Big Key, first and foremost. Now, he also proceeded to say that he had everything he wanted as a kid. He got good grades in school, and he was even a part of the varsity league basketball team when he played for a school's basketball team. All right, he was required to play JV due to his age, but I'm assuming he actually was that good and they just skipped him to varsity. And he's actually a big dude, so I'm sure his height played a big part as well. Now, I honestly wonder how far would he have made it if he only pursued the ball playing, because he seemed like a big dude, man. And I already thought that maybe he played football, maybe he played basketball, I don't know, but this just cleared it up. Now, anyway, a problem came when he decided to switch schools. When he transferred, it was mandatory he be sat down for 10 games, right? And while he was sat down for those 10 games, his coach decided he wanted to demote Key down to junior varsity. Now, I know that must be a tough feeling, man, because imagine playing with the big dudes, you know, then getting the feeling like you're being dropped by your coach. Imagine that. Not to mention you in high school, whatever, you telling your people, yeah, I'm on varsity, I'm the man. Everybody looking at you like you the man, and then you get demoted down to JV. And you can't explain to them that it's not even about your skills. It's just the coaches don't want you on varsity. So, you know, so personally, I don't think he should have stopped playing altogether because of that. But we don't know, man. Everything happens for a reason. He's on Adam 22 podcast being interviewed for a reason. So I'm pretty sure he's making his people proud. So once again, pretty much that transfer caused Key to drop the basketball, and it seemed like he turned to the streets shortly after, like most kids do. Now, y'all know what they say, man. Idle hands do the devil's work. Now, as far as his father, he was the one that took care of the household, meaning that his mother stayed home and made sure home was good while his father went out and, you know, provided for the family. That's the old school teachings. You see what I'm saying? That's the old school way of doing things. Like back in the days, you know, first of all, they was married for years on years. I'm not talking about Big Key Pops and his mother. I'm just talking about in general. Them old dudes was married to their wife for 20, 30 plus years. All right. And then, like I said, back in the days, the man went out and did what he had to do while the woman stayed home and provided for the family. So for Key to have that outlook on how a man is supposed to take care of his family, I'm sure it's instilled in him as well. So it sounds good, man, to hear that he had his father in his life. He wasn't just one of these bad little kids running around. You see what I'm saying? He had both parents. Who would have thought? You know, so it sounded like his father was a good man. Now, as far as his father goes, his father was a very popular man on the west side, you know, of Detroit, because he had his own tire shop. And that would explain how he was able to take care of the family while his mother stayed home and, you know, just made sure everything was good. Now, Key also explains how his father was very supportive and wasn't one of those strict parents that tried to push their kids to do what they want them to do. So as he describes his father, I could tell that he looked up to his pops a whole lot, and that's dope, man. Once again, this is a young boy explaining how he had his father in his life. He looked up to his father, and, you know, we don't see that too often. Now, the sad part comes in when Key's father passed away due to stage 4 cancer when Key was only 17. Now, it's said that when Key was locked up fighting a weapons case, he says that due to his father's illness, his case manager actually let him out on his situation scot-free, and he was able to spend his father's last days with him bonded. So even though he got out that weapons case, it was kind of bittersweet because now he's left to fend for himself and pick up where his father left off. Now, it says Key describes that at that same age, he took it upon himself to hit the streets and turn to fraud just to provide for his mother and family the same way his father did. Now, that's expected because, you know, as a young kid coming up, you see a father doing something, that's what you're going to want to do. You're going to want to emulate that. You're going to want to be that man. So if your father provided and you see, you know, everything's going good, that's a good trait that he instilled in him, and that's dope. All right. Now, once again, he also expresses that he hasn't even lived with his mother since he was 17 years old. He's been on his own since then, making things happen. And even though Key has a bigger brother that he says also had a big influence on him, he says that his brother is a demon and naturally he just became just like him. All right. They hang with two different crews, so it's not like Key was trying to be like him. It just so happened, you know, it's genetics. It is what it is. You see a brother doing what he doing, you know, you naturally just, I wouldn't say follow, but it like becomes you. I can't explain it, man. You gotta have like a younger sibling or older sibling to really understand. Now, speaking of his brother, he should be fresh home as of June 12th after serving some time in prison. So today is June 15th. Welcome home to Big Key's brother. Now, Key explains that he always hung out with the older guys, and I could kind of tell because of his demeanor. I don't move like, when you look at Key, he don't move like your average 21-year-old kid. He got like an old soul, and you can hear it in the way he projects himself. You can hear it in his raps. You can see it when he's on live, going back and forth with the ops. You see what I'm saying? So I respect that. I give him that because it definitely shows. Now, as far as the street life, right, as far as that goes, fraud and weapons became his cup of tea around that 17-year-old age. All right. He says that he was introduced to fraud by his boy Cashgang Lonnie right after his father died, and the rest was history. Now, Key explains how he'd been in and out of jail when it comes to fraud. At first, it was going great for him and the team, but for some reason, it all started backfiring solely just on him. right? He said it went as far as he'll get arrested for one case, and while waiting for the results of that one case, right, they'll always advise him that he got warrants in other states for the same crime he was committing. Now, while in jail, he would gamble, write music, and work out. But most importantly, jail and its conditions is what actually made him take music more serious, because he was tired of going through the same thing over and over. All right. Besides, Kia have songs that was doing 1 million views on YouTube, you know, with videos prior to getting locked up anyway, but he never really capitalized off it because at some point he wasn't really taking rap serious at all, right? Until the last time he was arrested before, right? So he says his face card was so hot that one day he actually got locked up almost instantly after being in the store, you know, trying to do his little 1-2. So he said at that point he decided he wanted to make a change and he was going to take rap seriously. Now, Key also goes on to say that no one in the city supports him and his team, and they refuse to pay blogs or anybody for support. He actually don't even mind the hate or the non-support. He also says that when it comes to the ops, him and his guys are some of the biggest ops in the city because their ops keep clicking up with random people that just don't like him or his gang. So it becomes all of them versus him and his team. And he seemed like he don't even mind it, man. Now, interesting enough, during his interview with Adam 22, Adam asked a good question concerning him dissing his dead ops and asking him how he felt about Lil Durk always dissing the dead. Now, surprisingly for me, I thought, you know, Key, you know, being a little more mature, he was going to be against it, right? I thought he was going to be against it. I was just, you know, but surprisingly, he actually agreed with Durk. You see what I'm saying? He actually said he agreed with Durk dissing dead ops, because once it's on the floor, it's on the floor. Once you an op, you always an op, and it don't matter. Now, I can't fault him too much for his reasoning. However, I still am and will always be against dissing the dead. But his reason actually, you know, hit me and it hit home, so I understand why he will always and forever diss the dead, his dead ops. Now, Key expressed the reason he'll diss his dead ops, and he said they're dead homies. No matter how big he gets, he doesn't care. He's always going to diss the ops, right? And he says that's because they diss two people who was dearest to his heart. Now, those two people is his grandmother and his father, whom both died from cancer. All right, so, you know, that's tough, man. And as I expressed how close he was to his father, you already know the type of hurt inside that them disses probably caused him. You know, I don't care how tough you are or real you are, you're going to feel that emotion when it comes to your grandmother or even your father if you was close to your father, no matter what, but definitely your grandmother, man. Because I know that's how I am. I love my grandmother to death. So I could only imagine the pain he felt hearing somebody diss his grandmother, especially being that she passed away due to cancer. He may not never admit it, and it's none of our business for him to admit it. You see what I'm saying? As a man, you tuck that in, like, I bet, no problem. I take that on the chin. I'm gonna do my own thing on my own, but guess what? I got something for you. You can either kill him with success or you could kill him with another diss song. It's up to you. But like I said, when it comes to the whole grandmother situation, I kind of understand it. Even though I don't agree with it, and I never would, I understand this one. And to be honest, there should be like a limit when it comes to dissing, man. Like that, like, I know it's no love and war and all that, but come on, man. Ain't it kind of weird dissing somebody's grandmother, like their grandmother? You don't feel no type of karma from that. You just going to diss somebody's whole that's weird, man. I don't know. I guess I was brought up different, but as far as Durk, y'all know how I feel about Durk, man. Y'all know how I feel. He too big of an artist and far away from the streets to be dissing the people that he's dissing. First of all, you're not in them streets. I'm pretty sure, right? Key being the smart man that he is, the young man he is, I'm pretty sure if he was to ever get to Durk's plateau and where Durk is, even though he say he will never stop dissing the dead, I think he will be a little too tied up in living and enjoying his life to ever diss the dead. That's just me. I could be wrong, because like I said, he said it's on the floor forever. So it is what it is, man. But matter of fact, I almost skipped something. Speaking of dissing people, right? Check this out. You could tell at some point in the interview, Adam tried to pull a Vlad move and be funny. Now, he tried to insinuate that Key is using beef to get his clout and basically get his name out through dissing his ops in all of his songs. But, you know, Key being the swift and sharp young man that he is, Key stopped him and checked him. He let him know the reason he started dissing Ops, right? And he said first, like, he wasn't dissing him at first. He was just making music, doing whatever he was doing. But if they say something that he don't like or something directed towards him, it's forever on the floor and he's always going to respond no matter what. And it's understandable. You see what I'm saying? Once again, his Ops, this is grandmother in the song, and it was a situation before that. So, you know, like I said, once again, I understand it. But I just found it kind of funny how Adam tried to sit there and play a Vlad move in the interview. You could tell that he always tried to use a little Vlad tactic, but he's a little too scary to use it. I think Vlad is probably, he got to be somehow connected to the police or FBI or something, because he's too comfortable asking weird questions, whereas your boy Adam, he tries to be like Vlad, but he knows his place. He knows how far he could take it and who he could take it there with. All right, now that about wraps it up, man. Like I said, it was a good interview. I'm shocked Adam was even tapped into the whole Detroit scene. Only thing I think he might have to get better with when it comes to interviews is naming names, man. I know the guys that he was naming, they still active, and Buddy was just saying these names that and saying things they allegedly was doing and saying their names with them. So I don't know, man. But, you know, to each his own. If they own it like that, they own it like that, man. Other than that, dope interview. Shouts out to Key and the whole Cash Gang. Wish the young boy nothing but success. Hope his current case goes in his favor, man. And, you know, more blessings to him and success. Y'all let me know what y'all think about Key and his guys in the comments below. How y'all feel about his music, the whole Cash Gang. Y'all let me know, man. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Hit that bell so you're notified every time we drop new content. And remember, as long as y'all keep on watching, I'm going to keep on dropping. And I'm out.